Hey everyone, Rua here with another Vengeance Level 20 battle breakdown. There's no light footing around this one. Ongo is seriously difficult, arguably the hardest among the entirety of the JLNMs. This is for a few reasons, each as equally weighty as the next. Firstly, Ongo demands a very rigid party setup to stand the best chance of defeating him. You need a full-on magic burst setup complete with Rune Fencer, Scholar, Black Mage, Geomancer, Bard and Corsair. High tier Scholars and Black Mages especially are very rare, so your group might struggle to even meet this rigid party paradigm. Secondly, Ongo has an innate resistance against all magic damage, so no matter how good your firepower is, it will be subject to having at least half of it taken off. This is exactly why a fusion rake from Rune Fencer makes such a massive difference. It removes most of this resistance. Let me take a moment out briefly to explain what's going on here. The mechanic at work is the resistance rank, and since magic burst setups are so rare in current endgame, I wouldn't be surprised if most watching this had no idea what it even was before I just mentioned it then. Resistance ranks determine magic hit rate for spells and effects of that element. At ranks of 15% to 50%, an additional resist state of 1/2 is forced onto any magic effects that are used of that element. This means that it's normally impossible to land anything for better than half damage on a monster with a 50% or higher resistance rank to that element. In this case, Ongo is massively resistant to all elements except Earth, which he has a 50% resistance rank against. A fusion rake hits Ongo's resistance rank directly, by 10% per rune expended, and also removes a good chunk of the nuke wall. To say Rake is your most important ability in this fight is an understatement. Use it well. Subtle Sorcery, Black Mage's second SP, allows it to completely bypass Ongo's resistances, but more on that later. You're going to need more than a small amount of luck with ability resets from your Corsair. Have them max out loaded deck and use the relic body to stack the odds in your favour. Your group's planning, coordination and communication have to be on point. If you're in a static currently tackling this content, chances are you're already using Discord voice comms. But if you're not, I strongly advise you get it sorted out as it will help. Finally, despite all your planning and no matter how good your team is, Ongo can pull out the magic attack down aura and completely end you. So put it all together and you have a fight where you're fighting against a finicky mechanic and magic bursting, against an enemy which innately halves your damage, which demands some good luck you cannot always rely on, a degree of coordination and on-the-fly communication that precious few other fights in this game demand. Chances are you're going to fail this numerous times. Things are inevitably going to go wrong, and sometimes Ongo can just troll you and pull the rug out with his magic attack down aura. Open the battle with Shatter Soul or Vital Hunir to try hit Ongo's magic defense. It probably won't land since it's a Thunder Elemental debuff, but it doesn't hurt to try. The first thing the Black Mage needs to do is open with Impact, used with Elemental Seal to make it stick. Impact is a 20% all stats down which lasts 3 minutes with Elemental Seal. Ongo on Vengeance 20 has 425 intelligence, so that's 85 intelligence off, potentially a major factor in affecting resistance rates. Hit him with Impact. The Bard should still have Soul Voice and the tail end of Nitro active, so hit Ongo with Earth Threnody too. You need to do all you can to even the odds here. The skill chain you want is the Scholar generating Gravitation, the Rune Fencer using a Great Axe and following with Steel Cyclone to extend to Darkness, and the Corsair following that up with Wildfire to double Darkness. Crashing Thunder is the special attack which begins Ongo's Fetter phase. Fortunately, Ongo's aura is easy to drop, and it's something you'll do in the process of damaging him anyway, magic bursting. The number of magic bursts needed to remove it increases each time Crashing Thunder is used, but it's not hard to remove. Simply have the Geomancer and the Scholar join in for bursts for that phase, and remove it to take the pressure off your tank. Scholar needs to land a Geo Helix too for as much as they can. Over 10k is ideal. It'll help negate Ongo's regen once the ad arrives, but take what you can get. When the Scholar has expended all their stratagems and the Rune Fencer has used both their first charges of Rake and Gambit, it's time for your first ability reset attempt. Everyone needs to go into range of Ongo, to the tank, to get random deal and immediately back out again. If the fetters are out, do not go in, remove them first or you'll get annihilated. During all 3 burst windows, the Black Mage should be the only one landing Earth Elemental magic bursts. If everyone is piling in, then the nuke will go up. You do that and you're only blunting your main source of damage. Remember, Rake will remove Ongo's resistances, but only level the playing field, not stack it in your favour as Rake usually does. Once pushed to 75% HP, Ongo will use Elemental Sforzo, making him immune to magic damage, and he'll also call in a Tulfair to help. You won't be able to do any damage during this phase, so use the 30-second window to rebuff. Go back into Light Arts, hit Tabula Rasa, redo regen, and cast Embrava on both the backline and on the tank. Once Ongo's Elemental Sforzo wears off, you have to bring it hard. You'll have 3 minutes of infinite stratagems under Tabula Rasa, which falls nicely into Bolster's duration. Throw absolutely everything you have at Ongo in this 3-minute window. The Corsair carefully timing earth shots when they see big nukes from the Black Mage incoming will add to their damage. Don't use quick draw shots for TP gain. The Corsair needs to watch what the Black Mage is doing. Towards the end of Tabula Rasa and Bolster, the Black Mage uses Subtle Sorcery, their second SP. Subtle Sorcery has a hidden effect the ability's in-game text does not quite reveal. It allows the Black Mage to completely ignore the resistances of the target. So you should see some massive damage from your Black Mage during this minute-long phase, especially with a stream of skill chains and Bolster up. Ongo's Tulfair is actually rather tame. As long as your backline are turtled up in DT sets, it's really not much of a problem. If your Bard has the ability to kite it around, then go for it, but it's not that bad. Right before Subtle Sorcery wears off, be sure to recast Burn. It stands a very good chance of landing with it active, and it will hit Ongo's intelligence further. Speaking of reapplying spells before abilities wear off, be sure to reapply Embrava before Tabula Rasa wears. It'll really help the survivability of your backline against the Tulfair that's flying around. During this Grimoire shift, the Runefencer and Corsair can keep the skill chains going with a simple 2-step, Steel Cyclone to Wildfire. A little mistake in communication here. Even with the best drilled group, mistakes can happen. What matters is how you recover from them. The Black Mage needs to use Stonejaw as often as they can, as each successive cast adds to the cumulative magic effect. It's 5% damage bonus to all earth magic with each cast, and that goes to a total of 25%, but you have to keep it going. Among their other duties, the Scholar needs to keep an eye on their Geohelix 2's remaining timer. If it wears off and it's not reapplied, then that regen is going to tick back up and potentially cost you precious time. Try get as close to 10k as you can, but don't keep using it over and over. You stand a chance of getting in the way of the Black Mage. With your first random deal expended, it will eventually be time for Wildcard, your second reset. If you roll a 5, and especially if you roll a 6, you stand a very good chance of winning if things have gone well so far, and if you haven't gotten the magic attack bonus down aura. Getting back all of Tabula Rasa, Bolster, and Subtle Sorcery means you're in business. With all of the running back and forth, you need to watch your distance in this fight, as Ongo special attacks have good range. I got clipped by static prison here, potentially costly if I've been caught out of my DT set. Be sure to reapply Sandstorm 2 to the Black Mage. Losing that buff is a 25% damage loss, and you cannot afford that. On a similar note, fighting Ongo on Earthstay to take this bonus to 35% helps, but it's not essential. The clip you're seeing here was fought on Earthstay, but we had several near wins not on Earthstay, so it can be done. Besides, not much would suck more than your group planning to go on Earthstay specifically, only for Ongo to pull out the magic attack bonus down aura repeatedly. You don't have to wait for the stars to align. When he drops below 25% HP, Ongo will start using special attacks as soon as he gets to 1000% TP, which given how much he's being shot and cast on, will be pretty often. Repeated uses of static prison will clear your Rune Fencer's buffs quickly, so it's down to your bard to reapply key songs so skill chains can be extended, and your scholar to help heal and rebuff with shell between skill chain volleys. When all your tools have been exhausted again, use your second and final random deal. It's all or nothing at this point. Keeping a Geohelix 2 on Ongo is crucial. Even if it's not capped at 10k damage, it still goes a long way in counteracting his regen. I think I've said that a few times in this video, but it really is that important. I hit the nuke wall twice in this fight, but on my third attempt it struck true, almost 22k. Only 10k of that 22k counts, but it goes to show how important it is to know how that seldom encountered mechanic works. It can be pretty tough with everything that's going on in this fight, but keep an eye on your Rune Fencer's buffs. If they don't have buffs, they can't get TP. If they can't get TP, they can't weapon skill. If they can't weapon skill, they can't extend skill chains. Your resources, your stratagems especially, might be running low at this point, but keep it up. Remember, your Corsair and Rune Fencer can keep up a simple 2-step darkness going while the Scholar recovers their stratagem charges. Ongo was a major roadblock to groups looking to clear this content back at Vengeance level 15, and that's only gotten more pronounced with the upping of the difficulty even further. Ongo will likely prove a major roadblock to even the best synced team. A lot of trial and error will take place before it's finally defeated. Keep at it, learn from your mistakes, and you'll get there. I hope to be back soon with the next Vengeance level 20 upload. See you all next time.